welcome to video number 2 in our Inktober series. We're working with tangles and the challenge that Stephanie over at 7 Forests and 5 Rivers has given out, and you can check it out on the 7 Forests and 5 Rivers Instagram. So we did 7 tangles last time, and the white ones that you see are the ones that I messed up first and then figured out how to draw. So like I mentioned, that it kind of does matter where you put lines relative to each other sometimes in some tangles, and so it's good to have like a video showing you some of the things that could go wrong. So now we are up on day 8, and we're going to do day 8 through day 14 today. And this tangle at day 8 is Barz by Hendon. So let's start, and I'm going to use the entire box for this one, and you will know why in a second. It's a super simple tangle, and it's great for places like, you know, if you have a little square somewhere, or this would be a great background tangle. So just go in and, you know, put these lines. Two in each, just make sure they're not like all in the same place. Vary the directions. There you go. And now all you do is you put in 2 nails. That's what I'm thinking that these are. Kind of like a rustic old floorboard. And that's it. That's Barz, and I have not messed it up, got it right. I do recommend that you know, play with the tangles a little bit before you start your challenge, because I think that might help. It definitely is helping me getting this practicing. Just have to keep making sure that I am on camera. Okay, so we are done with the first 8. Now we're coming on number 9, which is going to be Bailarine, I think. And this is a tangle by Eni, and she has a wonderful app that has lots of different tangles in it, and it's free to use. So you can go and check on the App Store. And definitely check out her classes. She just blows my mind. Her work is just so gorgeous. So I want to show you how you can actually work with the tangle, even if there are like things in happening all around it, because that is usually what happens on a tile, right? So slowly we're going to keep making the lines shorter. And again, this is a tangle where you will benefit from turning your paper around. Now, from what I can see in any step outs, I'm making this a little bit differently. The shape of my petals is a bit different, so depending on the kind that you do, yours will be, you know, different. And then also the number of petals, I would like to say that these are petals that you put in. So as an example, this is the step out that I was working out of, and as you can see, the finished result is sort of different based on how many petals and the way that I structure my petals. And so Eni has showed more variations, and you can go and I mean, this is all available on her website, enioken.com, as well as her app. So I would definitely recommend getting that. I really like the way this has been shaded, and I like the auras, so I am going to do that over here. And so basically it's just going in again kind of like retracing. And I like that Eni has like some line breaks sometimes. I think that adds to the depth of the art that you're doing. So I'm just adding those lines. For me, all of a sudden, this is looking much nicer. You can go ahead and color this if you want. And of course, the shading on this would be a lot of fun to do also, because you could just go in and shade the petals a bit. Okay, now we are up to day number 10, which is Buldiz by Stephanie. Let's see. Okay, just start over here. Again, make sure I'm in frame. Two orbs that are connected, but please note they are of a similar size. Then we make 3 circles like that, and lines in the background. And again, this is one continuous line. We're just going behind this petal, so you're picking up your fingers when your hand when you do this. You just make sure that they are aligned. There we go. And now we are just going to create an aura around this. And now I've just made 2, but I mean this could be like a huge border tangle, so keep that in mind. And then there are because I mean theoretically this is supposed to keep on going, but I just wanted to show you guys a little part of it. And it's going to come in and color this bit. Sometimes these little things can really add a lot to your tangling, just adding that little bit of black, adding a little bit of shading. So there we have Buldiz. Okay, day 11, here we come. Day 11 is Dark Busters by Diana Marshall. This is a fun one too. So it's super simple, but the fun is in like creating several. So let's do 2. So you make a circle, then you make a smaller circle inside it, and you do that, and then you follow this arch. This is such a fun 3D tangle because I mean if you shade this, it just, when you draw it you'll know. You shade it right and it's just so much fun because You just darken this little part a little bit. And that's it. Okay, so let's do this once more. Some of these tangles are just going to be so fun to play with in my challenge that I'm setting myself, the Project Pack 21 challenge. I'm going to use each of these tangles to actually create botanical themed art. So, yep, there you go. That's Dark Busters. And bye. Okay, so 8, 9, 10, 11. We are up to day 12 and we are doing Amath by Mar. Again, I hope that I am pronouncing this name right. So this tangle, depending on where you look, has apparently several different options. But this is the one I'm doing. Just making sure I make the lines in the right places. So there's that, and now we make a diamond with this, like that, and with the diamond also we make more lines, just the ones on the bottom. There we go, like that. And then we make one more here. And same way we put the lines for that. And that's it. Now the fun is kind of in the shading, because what you want to do is you want to shade over here and over here and over here. For this one, I am going to bring in my marker because I feel like this is a big enough space for me to. There we go. And added some lines like this over here. And when you draw these tangles yourself, one of the things you'll see is, like I said before, how sometimes these little things, literally like adding these lines, just adds so much depth to your work. And it just completely transforms the tangle that you're working on. So I really love that about tangling. And it looks like it's very hard to do, but it's not. Okay, so we are done with 8, 9, 10, 12. We are on day 13. So we are left with day 13 and 14 for this video, and after that I'll be back next week. So what is day 13? It is Icanthis. And let's see, how do I want to draw this? I think I will bring it here. Okay. Now, one offshoot is going there. One is going here. So there you have that. And now what we have to do is just put little leaves without touching the stem. We are not touching the stem. Now you're putting these little pieces. It's like a little U. And basically we join these now together in a zigzaggy way. Most definitely not the best Icanthis that has been drawn, but one of the things that is different in the Zentangle one versus mine is that their leaves are definitely closer to this stem over here. So depending on how far out you've gone or how big your leaf is, and how this edge, if it was just a little bit here, this other portion would have been thinner. So I mean, that's something that you can play with. Again, this comes in the shape variation, where depending on how you position your lines relative to each other, your tangle is going to look a little bit different. And that is that. We are just adding some shading. Along the stem and the little offshoots maybe. And if this was all the way in here, then these little parts is something that we would probably fill in, but I'm going to do that on this also to show you what you can do if you make a fat leaf like mine. There you go. And again, depending on how many curves this has or how many little stems you put out, yours is going to look different. So this is Icanthis. And you will see which variation you like and how you want to draw it based on your practice, right? If I've drawn it like this and I don't really love it, I could try, something a little thinner. And then that is how your style kind of develops with the tangles, because you have your own take on any tangle based on how you draw it. So we are now on day number 14. This is the last tangle for this video. And let's do this. So this is Prima by Kimberly wood. There's a little bit of, you know, cross hatching and adding some dimension to the petals, which is what makes this a really fun tangle. And I love these little Mooka-like antennas. This is so fun. I really like this one. So this is Prima by Kimberly Wood. Just want to see how she spells her name. And there we are. Look at that. Let me see if I can zoom out and you can see all of this. So this is 2 videos worth of work. We are 2 weeks in. I still have to paint these and no mistakes this week. Wow, I'm getting better. So as you tangle more and more, I think your hands, your fingers kind of loosen up. You're more confident with your strokes. I've tangled after a long time today. And I can definitely feel that, you know, this is helping and I'm loving it. And this is just looking so beautiful. So I will see you in the next video for week 3.